Okay, so now let's explore what the experts are saying about emotional self regulation and personality development. In The Secret of Childhood, Maria Montessori wrote, "The amazingly rapid progress in the care and education of children in recent years may be attributed to an awakening of conscience. Not only is there an increasing concern for child health, but also a new awareness of the personality of the child as something of the highest importance." That's my daughter at her Montessori preschool with her little minions. In one of my favorite books, It's Not Your Fault by Patricia Romano McGraw, she writes, "Your brain patterns itself in response to experiences. Relationships are powerful experiences, and so relationships change your brain. Traumatic relationship experiences can live on and on within the body, affecting all aspects of a person's life, their feelings, their thoughts, their physical health, their ability to form relationships, everything." In Healing Developmental Trauma, Lawrence Heller and Aline Lapierre wrote, "The capacity for self-regulation is first learned by the infant through the relationship with the mother or a close caregiver. If, for whatever reason, the regulation process between mother and infant is disrupted, the infant does not develop the core capacity for regulation. If a mother's capacity for self-regulation is compromised, she cannot soothe herself and therefore cannot adequately regulate her baby's nervous system." The process actually even begins in the womb because the mother's emotional state affects the fetus, the development of the fetus. If she's stressed and anxious or afraid, then hormones and neurotransmitters like cortisol and adrenaline are flowing through her blood, crosses the placenta and into the baby's blood and heart. And so the baby's body and nervous system is growing in the culture medium of the mother's blood. And these hormones and neurotransmitters, the baby's feeling what the mother is feeling. And the emotional system is being configured by these levels of hormones and neurotransmitters. In Building Self-Esteem in Children, McKay and Fanning wrote, "You are the whole world to a baby, the source of all comfort and security, the banisher of fears and pain. Every waking hour he learns about himself from you. You are the mirror that shows this new person who he is. From your smile, a baby learns that he is delightful. From your touch, a baby learns that he is safe. From your responsiveness to his crying, a baby learns that he is effective and important. These are the first lessons about his worth and the building blocks of self-esteem." A baby is not born with the ability to comfort and soothe himself. His brain does not yet have the neural networks to do this. So, when baby gets upset, he needs you to comfort him so that he literally feels your comfort and borrows it to meet his own needs at the time. He feels what you feel, and in feeling it, his brain grows around this experience of comfort, building the comfort pathways in his little brain. In Emotion-Focused Therapy, Leslie Greenberg wrote, "A nursing baby whose needs are responded to with loving attention and cradling affection absorbs his or her mother's loving gaze and receptive arms along with the milk and drifts contentedly back to sleep. The child learns that people can be trusted to notice one's needs and can be relied upon to help, and that his or her own efforts at need satisfaction will meet with success. A parenting style that is responsive and sensitive to children's signals results in infants high in social and cognitive competence." In Affect Regulation and the Repair of the Self, Ellen Shaw wrote, "The child's first relationship, the one with the mother, acts as a template, as it permanently molds the individual's capacities to enter into all later emotional relationships. These early experiences shape the development of a unique personality, its adaptive capacities, as well as its vulnerabilities to and resistances against particular forms of future pathologies." In Calm Parents, Happy Kids, Laura Markham wrote, "Your own emotional regulation, a fancy way of saying your ability to stay calm, allows you to treat the people in your life, including the little people, calmly, respectfully, and responsibly. That's what produces children who are emotionally regulated, respectful, and responsible. When a storm brews, a parent's response will either calm it or incite a full-scale tsunami." In Attachment Theory in Practice, Susan M. Johnson writes, "We are first and foremost a social, relational, and bonding species. Over the lifespan, the need for connection with others shapes our neural architecture, our responses to stress, our everyday emotional lives, and the interpersonal dramas and dilemmas that are at the core of those lives." Bessel van der Kolk writes in The Body Keeps the Score, "Neuroscience research has affirmed that our brains and our sense of self are molded by our interactions with others. We learn to regulate our feelings by being soothed by someone who rocks us when we cry, feeds us when we're hungry, and covers us with a blanket when we're cold. If no one has ever looked at you with loving eyes, broken out in a smile when they see you, or rushed to help you when you were distressed, you are prone to develop a disorganized and scattered relationship with yourself. You are forced to discover alternative ways of taking care of yourself." In No Drama Discipline, Dan Siegel and Tina Payne Bryson wrote, "If repeated experiences actually change the physical architecture of the brain, then it becomes paramount that we be intentional about the experiences we give our children. If your child is melting down and out of control, which part of the brain would you rather appeal to? The one that's primitive and reactive, or the one that's sophisticated and capable of logic, compassion, and self-understanding? Press the engage button, the calm down and think button, and you'll appeal to the upstairs brain, activating a calming response. But push the enrage button, the freak out and escalate emotions button, by using threats and demands, and you'll be practically begging for the fighting part of the brain to kick into action. You'll poke the lizard and get a reptilian reactive response."